What's that sound? Across the continent, Constantinople's fallen. Cannons became all the rage. Near the end of the medieval age, that great walled city the Ottomans took made the Europeans stop and look. The castle couldn't compete with gunpowder, so the great building's death knell only grew louder. It was 1464 at the Castle Bamberg site where the cannon won its first British fight. So architects built towers within the walls to ease the shooting of enemies they saw, and the gatehouse was fortified with murder holes to shoot out from inside. Edward the First thought up a great plan: build a castle within a castle and make it harder to get in. Called the concentric castle. It was pretty tight, demonstrated all of the king's might. But with all of this and thicker walls, didn't help the unease that the nobles recalled, so they moved on out into smaller digs. Repair bills for castles were just too big, but the decline wasn't due to laziness. What brought castles about also made a mess. While the 100-year, then all the civil wars raged, few of the castles came out unscathed. At the end, a pile of rubble. What do you do? No money to rebuild them all, no point if you do. They came down once the people thought they'll come down again if war is fought. Let's build something smaller, don't you think so? The castle served its function and then some more, but even the greatest legends get shown to the door. An empty symbol of power, now some scholars bemoan. Just kings trying to keep up with the Joneses, but they more than that. These old texts prove life in the castle was always on the move. Just the castle presence prevented rebel strife, and it was a place where criminals lost their life. The British castle wore many hats, keeping the countryside whole and intact. But as the sun rises, it also sets. Soon those castles just weren't worth the debt. I pointed out that they weren't just some fort, but once that role was gone, the castle's time was short. Fancy architecture became all the rage, and those squat, boring castles were showing their age. War was different, more mobile. Fought on the move was the new style. Knights were fading, the problem was fear. Like George W., there weren't enough volunteers, so mercenaries hired to do the killing, and they really didn't need a central building. Some castles were torn down for stones to build roads hauled away, load by load. Such a shame that they all fell into such disrepair, until only lately were many showing any care.